So what makes scientific notation really nice is that when you're multiplying or dividing by really extreme numbers. So say that say that we want to figure out a problem like how much money does America make every year? And here's how we would do that. Um, there are about 300 million people in America. About ballpark, give or take, people. And how much money would you say that on average people make a year? Don't. Okay, good, good. I'm glad you didn't ask me because I don't make the average. I make much below the average, and that's never mind. Um, 40,000. Actually, I'm gonna round it up to 50,000 because we got like the rappers and stuff like that, and they make more, so I guess they bring up the average. Um, yeah, those rappers. Some of those songs that they have are like
Yeah,
terrible,
a lot of money that they make.
and it's so dumb, but it's like they're making so much more money than I make. It's almost frustrating. All right, anyway, in order to figure out how much money America makes per year, you just multiply those two numbers together, right? The problem is, and keep in mind that I do the easy examples, but the problem is a lot of times in math you would get confused as to how many zeros you're dealing with. It would be like, like, wow, there's a whole bunch of zeros. I could get lost. I could write down the wrong one. So what we use is scientific notation. Do you guys hear an echo? All right, Chris, turn off your thing. All right, what about that?
Okay.
Oh, it's his fault. That's why. All right, so um,
You asked me to participate, and so I turned on my mic so I could participate. Okay, now back in class. Sorry,
dude,
guys.
you're sitting like 2 feet away from me, so you can just talk and we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay, all right. So essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to multiply those two numbers together. But in science, what we do is this. And um, Danielle, try not to hit your keyboard too hard, real quick. Um, it's 3 times 10 to the 8th, 10 to the 8th power, times 5 times 10 to the 4th power. You guys got that? Essentially, um, because that's the scientific notation for those. The nice thing about this is it becomes this. I can use the commutative property of math to go like this: 3 times 5 times 10 to the 8th times 10 to the 4th. 3 times 5 is what?
50.
Good. All right. Times. How do I do this? Do you guys know how to do that? And that's not a plus,
You
that's a time.
add the two.
Yeah, you add the two exponents, so it just becomes 10 to the 12th power. Booyah, we're done. That's it. And really, what did it do? We didn't have to worry about all those zeros. We just had to worry about adding. I can add. Now, that you might have be able to do without using scientific notation. But if I ask you to do things like multiply the mass of the Earth times the mass of an electron, then you're going to want to use scientific notation because you're not going to want to write out 31 zeros for the mass of an electron and 24 zeros for the mass of the Earth. You guys got it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Essentially, let me cover one more thing with you in the 1 minute that I have left on my Jing file. Um, but how do you do division? And I'll show it to you real quick. 1 second. 10 to the ninth divided by 10 to the 12th is actually 10 to the ninth over 10 to the 12th. Do you agree? That is actually 10 to the ninth times 10 to the negative 12 because it's in the denominator. How are we doing with that? If you haven't learned that, you will learn that in Algebra 2. Now, all I got to do is add those things. So it's 10 to the ninth minus 12, which is equal to 10 to the negative 3, which is actually just 0.001. Did I lose anybody there?